Welcome back to another video. So this video is new cards and like a little something for the Skeletal starter deck, basically like a little like strategy introduction. But basically, the first thing going on right now is a speed art, and then I'm going to be showing the cards and everything later on. So right now, I'm doing a voiceover over the speed art, of course, as you can see. And this card, I'm going to talk about a little bit. But this is the Gearshift Pole Axe, and it's an Equip Relic card. And it's made to be in Cannon decks, and Cannon decks are basically like Pirate Knight, and a couple others that can be coming in like in set 2. But yeah, so the Gearshift Pole Axe adds supply, and supply is used to upgrade your cannon and making it much stronger. So, you know, this is going to be used in decks using the cannon. But yeah, Gearshift Pole Axe, pretty solid. It also adds a good amount of power. And it right now, it costs 3 aura. I think I'm going to change it to make it 4. And basically, aura is like the currency you spend on for relics and everything. And it's an equipped relic, so, you know, falls into that category. But, yeah. Also, I don't know if I brought this up. There's, there's currencies in the game. There's gold, which is used for, like, creatures. And then there's aura, that's used for relics and basically every other card. There's going to be a new currency called shards that is used for, as well, creatures. Now, I was thinking of making shards able to be used for both relics and creatures, but I think I'm actually just going to make it where shards are only available for creatures, which seems kind of weird because it's like gold's already in the game. Why do you need another currency for creatures? It's because of, like, you know, guarding, and you know, like guarding in Sail of the Seas is like really important. And if you just have one currency gold, you don't have enough to play guards. So, you know, without having 0 cost creatures, and I don't want to bring them back. So, just adding like a new currency like shards makes it easier for that. So, you know, I gotta test it, but I'm confident it's gonna work. But anyway, here's the finished card. And then right after this, we're gonna be getting into like the actual part of the video. But yeah, overall, I think this card looks pretty snaz. Ahoy lads, welcome aboard my ship once again in a new video. And yeah, this is just new cards. As you saw in the beginning of this video, it was a speed art. So, I think I said so. I'm going to put a voiceover in that anyway. But anyway, so this video I'm going to be showing, obviously, the Gearshift Pole Axe. But I'm also going to be showing you 2 new cards and like, basically like a strategy in one of the starter decks of Sail of the Seas. So, with that being said, that was horrible. There we go, got a good one. We're gonna get started. So the Gearshift Pole Axe, I might have already talked about this card. Yeah, I definitely am. But yeah, so it's, you know, it's a 3 aura cost card, and it gives you supply for each equip relic in your discard. And it actually adds a good amount of power. So this equip is actually really good. The 3 aura cost, usually it'll be right here, of course. I might actually change it to 4. Not too sure yet. I gotta test it. There might be a little bit of balance changes to this card. But yeah, besides that, I think it's pretty good. I actually like the card when it goes to like its ability and stuff, because it's really good in cannon decks. You know, because it gives you supply and it actually adds like a good amount of power too. And also adds some defense, which is kind of cool. It doesn't add any guard, so I didn't even bother putting it there. It would just say like +0 when it's like when it has the digital stats. But the only issues with it is with the art. The flag. Really wish I didn't make that blue. After I didn't even mean to make this bottom background like this color. I meant to make it the color of the next 2 cards. But, you know, it just happened to be like that, and I was like, oh, whatever. So I just kept on going. If the flag was like a different color, like red or something, I would have liked that better. But, yeah. Another thing, the handle of the pole axe looks a lot like this color in the bricks on the wall. Fun fact, it's actually not. It's not the same color. It's actually 2 different colored pencils. I just got new colored pencils, and there's just so many more colors. And there's two pencils that are like almost identical, and I used them both, so yeah, that's why it's like really similar. But it's not actually the same color, just in case you were wondering, just in case, you know, you wanted a little hammer to nail in the noggin. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, The Gear Shift Poleaxe, I actually really like it, and there is going to be other Gear Shift cards. There's going to be the Gear Shift Poleaxe, the Gear Shift Cutlass, and the Gear Shift Compass. So, and they all add supply. They're all for like cannon decks and everything, so, you know, it's pretty darn cool. Now, the next card was actually in Match Bowers, but I kind of like moved him over into Sale of the Season. He might be in Match Bowers set 2, but it's Buck! Buccaneer! What is good? He's a Pirate Knight creature, and he costs 2 gold, as you can see, and he has 60 power, 50 defense, and 50 guard, and he gives you 2 supply, like, you know, like once he's summoned. So, you know, the abilities, because they're not digital stat yet, you know, this is just like the paper card. I don't really put like a full-blown, you know, I'll make everything really neat and well once I give them the digital stats. But yeah. So here's Buccaneer. I designed him a little bit differently. I gave him kind of like this armored vest with like this I don't even know what color this is, but it's like, you know, that. I also gave him a red hat. He didn't have a red hat before. His hat was brown. Now his hat is red, and he's got blonde hair now. And yeah, he's got his little flintlock pistol and his big sword right here, shing. And, you know, he's got the mask, which actually looks really cool. I was going to make his eyes colored, but I was like, yeah, whatever. But, yeah, so here's Buccaneer. Pretty darn good card. He's a good support in Cannon deck. So he's just, like, a good support, you know, whatever. Because, like, if they have, like, a giant creature and you got to kill it, you can team attack with 2 creatures in Celsius. I still haven't uploaded a rule video yet. I'm going to try to get that out, you know, in the next few days or so, whatever. But, you can use Buck and combine him with, like, another bigger creature. And if that creature, let's just say, has, like, 140 power, his 60 will get added into the team attack. And 60 is actually pretty good. So, you know, Buccaneer is also a good little support power guy. And he's not too bad of a guard, but 50. So, yeah, Buccaneer, pretty solid card. I don't know if there's going to be any changes to him when it goes to stats. But, yeah. Then now the last card, the last new card for this video, because I actually am working on more cards, but I haven't finished them. This last card is actually a new card, a new type of card added into the game, and it is, holy moly, it's the Shade Beacon. Whew. And it's actually a new card. It's called an Outpost card. Holy moly. It's not really, like, super mega cool. It's cool, but it's not, like, you know, out of the world. But it costs 2 aura. And it's a built is discard 1 card from your treasury or ship plus 1 gold for doing that. So, you know, it's a pretty interesting card. But let me explain what an outpost is first. So there's many different type of cards. There's creatures, there's relics, equip relics, and now there's outpost. There used to be ship cards. I actually got rid of the ships. I don't think I said that. I got rid of the ship cards. They weren't needed. You didn't really need them. All they did was just provide a random little effect, and that's it. You don't need them. It's actually kind of better without them, too. I like the game without the ship cards. Your ship is still a thing. It's, you know, like your board, that's your ship. But, yeah. Anyway, so, relic cards, because this is kind of like a type of relic. There's equip relics, which you can probably already guess what it is. Skablow, boom, equipped to Buck. Now Buck is even stronger. And then normal relics are just spell cards. You place them, their effect goes off, you discard them after. Shade Beacon, Outpost cards are basically relics where you place them and their effect happens. But they're like immortal. Like they don't actually get discarded after. They stay on your ship. And the only way they can get removed from your ship is if a card effect destroys them. So, you know, they kind of just, like, stay there. But the thing is that this effect doesn't happen, like, every turn. To activate its effect, you have to repay its cost every time. So, you pay 2 aura to play the Shade Beacon. Then next turn, you have to pay another 2 aura to activate its effect. But it's still, like, on your ship. So, that's basically what an Outpost card is. They're kind of like, sort of like location cards, I guess you can say. Because, you know, like what an outpost is. And it's actually kind of cool because if you're like sailing the sea, you run into an outpost and the Shade Beacon is there. So, you know, it's a pretty cool card, pretty cool. And this card, next thing I'm going to show you, is Starter Deck. The Skeletal Starter Deck, kind of like one of its biggest strategies, probably is its biggest strategy, is it includes this card. And the Shade Beacon, sort of like the main reason why it's even in the game, is because of this bad boy. We're going fishing tonight, boys. It is Arklore, the Devourer. He is super strong, and he's a skeletal card, and so far he costs 5 gold, which is probably going to stay at the... He's got 140 power, 140 defense, no guard, and he does 50 damage to the enemy ship for each card discarded from your own card effects. Right there, you already know what's going on. So, every time you activate the Shade Beacon, 50 power is added to Arklore's ability, and each ship has 300 health, and you can't go over 300, unless there's like a card effect. But that's the huge thing. If you get 50 damage each time, you keep on doing that up. Soon you're going to be getting a load of damage. So then when you place the big worm, skadoosh, whole ton of damage to your opponent's ship, and maybe you'll even kill him and win the game. It's kind of like a one-shot. The only thing is that you're probably not going to reach 300 with Arklore's ability. So there's, you know, there's a card in the Skeletal deck called the Gatling Turret. Basically, it does damage to your opponent's ship. It's just like a little like manual bitty like spawn cannon, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, you just like basically spawn like your own like little cannons and they shoot at them. So, you know, that helps. So then Arklore can come in and just like one shot. But the issue is that you have to discard a card for the Shade Beacon, and Skeletal Captain, this is where he comes in, and this is why he's so important in the Skeletal deck, and this is why he is the captain. And you listen to what he says. He is Skeletal Captain. His ability is, it's actually lose 30 health to bring this creature, or, you know, pay 30 health from your ship to bring this creature from your discard to your treasury, and your treasury is like your hand where all your cards are. So, use the Shade Beacon on him, boom. He goes into the discard. You can activate his ability from discard. Again, I'll make everything neat and understandable when they have the digital stats, which I already made like a digital prototype version of him, but, you know, I gotta edit his ability. And then you can just bring him back. And then you can use the Shade Beacon again and keep on doing that. The only issue is that you're practically killing yourself because you pay health to bring him back. So there is cards in the Skeletal deck that heal you, and also there's a lot of, you know, healing cards in the Shadowsea as well, like Lennox, you know, Pure, Hexflame, Lennox, new card I'm going to be making, and a bunch of others. But yeah, these are basically like some of the key cards in the Skeletal starter deck. Is Arklore, the Devourer, Skeletal Captain, and the Shade Beacon. It's also kind of funny because the Shade Beacon is themed around the Shadowsea, but it's actually in the Skeletal, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe to see more. Did I ever bring up starter decks? There's going to be like, you know, Pirate Knight, Cannon deck, starter deck. But yeah. So these 3 new cards, that's basically the stuff. Once I get more, once I start making more cards and like think about, you know, the strategies, and once I upload, you know, the how to play Sail the Seas, I'm going to be like posting more like stuff about like the starter decks. But I don't think I brought this up. I'm going to say this and I'm going to end the video. I don't think I brought this up. The Skeletal deck is actually based off of direct damage now. So there's 4 archetypes in set 1. Pirate Knight is cannon, like upgrading your cannon to the max level and just blowing up your opponent's ship. The Coral Reef is placing giant unstoppable creatures. The Shadowsea is about healing your ship and using really, really strong equip relics to take out your opponent, as well as some outposts. There's like outposts and equip relics in this deck. And then the Skeletal is all about direct damage, which is basically dealing damage to your opponent's ship without upgrading your cannon and just by like card effects from your creatures and everything. So it's a little bit different from like the cannon one. But yeah, that's got to do it.